Oh, we haven't done this in a while. Hopefully y'all can hear me because I am sitting outside and it told me to turn my phone this way. I don't know. And hopefully we don't pixel too much. So we'll see. But I'm outside, as you can see, enjoying the lovely, lovely weather that we have going on right now. The sky is beautiful. The sun is shining. If you hear anything in the background, that would be the air conditioning and the occasional traffic. Um, I wasn't going to do a live. I don't usually do lives. I rather just do videos and upload them that way. But this, you're getting the raw. Now the dog's barking. So I apologize for any background noise you may be hearing. We got the bubby down here watching me. I wanted to come up and I wanted to do some motivation. And I also wanted to discuss, you know, there's going to be so many times where you're going to come across people that are going to try to knock you down. They're going to try to get in your way. They're going to try to doubt your worth. They're going to try to doubt your talents. They're going to try to doubt your knowledge, your experiences. They're going to try to doubt anything they can doubt about you. And this looks really weird because I should be looking this way, but they're going to try to doubt everything there is about you. And you know, I've learned over the years that people that doubt others have a lot of self-doubt in themselves, sadly. We tend sometimes to reflect how we feel about our own personal being onto others. For example, if you come across people that are negative all the time, that are just always negative, no matter what the situation, it could be the most beautiful day out and they will still find a reason to be in a bad mood. They could get the most amazing news that they've gotten in weeks and they're still going to find something bad to say about it. You're going to come across those people. And when I was younger, I used to let that get to me. I used to let their negativity and their negative behavior impact me. And I found that when I did that, I felt physically sick. And being in a depressed atmosphere, being in a negative atmosphere can actually make you feel physically sick. Hold on a second. Don't do it. Hey, Bobby, come on now. It can make you feel sick. It can make you feel physically sick. It can cause headaches. It can cause you to fall into depression. It can cause just negativity. When you are a person that dwells on the negative all the time, you're going to attract that. I don't know if you've ever heard this phrase, your vibe attracts your tribe. And it's true. And sometimes, excuse me, sometimes you're pulled in and not even knowing that you're being pulled in until it's too late. Because there are people out there that have become quite the pro, if you will, at being negative. And so they know how to play the game. They know how to draw in more attention, but instead of it being positive and uplifting and inspirational, you may be that way in the beginning, but the longer you stay around that negative environment, the longer you stay around that dark place, you end up becoming dark yourself and you end up becoming negative yourself. And it's really hard to stay a positive spiritual person when you're in that type of environment. Trust me, I know, because I've been in that situation a number of times in my life. I I try to look at myself as being a positive person. I try to look at myself as being a positive role model, as an influencer of others to help them do better. And when you are a genuinely good person, when you are a person that has a pure heart, when you are a person that just wants to make everybody happy, that can get taken advantage of you very quickly. And so where I'm going with all this is, there are people out there that don't like to see other people happy. I guess they're just allergic to happiness. I don't understand it myself. And sometimes you can talk to that person and make a difference. And then there's going to be people that you come across where no matter how much positive influence you try to have on them, no matter what good things you say, no matter how much light you try to bring to that surface, they're not going to have it. They don't want nothing to do with it. And, I feel sorry for those people. Because life is very short. And because you live it, you don't realize how short it is. I've noticed too, though, as I've gotten older, how quickly time goes by. I wake up one morning and it's Monday, and the next thing I know, it's Sunday evening. So it's like time goes by very quickly. You gotta cherish. You gotta love on it. You gotta make an amazing life for yourself. Now, does that mean just because you are a person that's trying to have a good spirit and be positive and be happy, does that mean that you're never going to have bad times? Of course not. Bad times are just a part of life. That's a given for anybody. I don't care who you are across the board. Bad things happen to good people. But just because that bad moment happened, that doesn't mean that you take everything you've always known and believed in and throw it to the curbside, because you're not ever going to get through life without having a bad moment. And I feel too that our bad moments make us stronger if we really take the time to learn from them, and which I have. And this brings me to my other section of this conversation. Last year was a really bad year for me. A really bad year. Like I've gone through a lot of ups and downs in my life. My life has been quite the roller coaster ride. And last year was really bad for me. And when you're living with a disability, you're already dealing with enough. And so anytime life brings that bad seed, that wind blows the wrong way and that bad seed lands in your yard, when you're disabled, it's like 10 times greater than it normally would be, because you already have a lot of factors against you. You're already going through so much already. And so last year was a really bad year for me. I'm not quite out of the woodwork of all that yet, but I'm getting there. And I know my day is coming, and I know it's going to be a good one. But I went through a lot of hardships last year. Okay, now I can stop screaming. I went through a lot of hardships last year, and I had everything working against me. And I could have very well been that person that threw away my faith, my beliefs, my passions, my ambitions, my positive outlook, my finding the good and the bad. I could have thrown all that away. I could have thrown me, and that is who I am, away. And been like, you know what? I give up. Life sucks. I hate life. Like, I could have been that person. I could have very well had been that person. But I didn't. I held on to my faith. I cried a lot. I prayed a lot. I talked about it a lot. But I didn't give up. I had a lot of scary moments. I had a lot of scary doubts. But I didn't give in. I hung in there. I kept talking to God. I kept praying. I kept, You know, I had a lot of sleepless nights. I cried myself to sleep a lot, quite a few nights, not knowing what I was going to do. And it seemed like every corner I turned, I ran into a wall. It seemed like nothing that I was doing or was told to do or advised to do was working. Um, so I hit a lot of obstacles. And the few little things I had left that brought me joy and still do bring me joy was my community being one of them. And so I really held on to that. Um, my community was there the whole time, you know, with me. Um, and then the moment that it looked like I was getting on my feet and everything was going to be okay, I hit another bump. I hit another wall. Um, and during that time, prior to, um, you know, I founded a community in 2022. It used to be called CRPS Warriors 2024, but the name has changed since then. I've done a lot of reviving and facelifting, so to speak, with the Facebook community, with my Instagram, and now here. Um, and people that I thought would always be there, that I trusted. And let me say this right now. I am not a person that trusts as easily. It takes a lot for me to trust. It takes a lot for me to let people into my life. I keep my circle very, very small. And when I say very small, it's me, my kids, my grandkids. That's it. So if I let you into my circle, and I don't want this to sound conceited in any way, but you should feel blessed, because I'm not a person that does that. And when I let a person in my circle and person or persons takes that and uses that and spits on it, I don't get over that very easily. And sometimes I never do. Um, but I worked really hard, and I worked really hard because, number one, I live with CRPS as well. And I understand the frustrations, I understand the pain, I understand the anguish, I understand all that. And so I wanted to expand the community. So by doing that, by being be by I can't even find my words. In order to do that, what I did was I extended and turned my personal channel into a sister community from our Facebook community. And we had a lot of amazing stuff going. However, it just wasn't making other people happy that were on that train with me. I was not very nice things were said about me. I was pretty much told that I'm wasting my time, to put it nicely. I was told that in so many words, that my life ambitions were dumb, and that I was wasting my time, and that it wasn't going to go anywhere, and that my channel was dead in the water. Talking about you guys, talking about my YouTube channel, it was dead in the water. Nobody cares about it. Nobody's watching. You're barking at people to subscribe. I'm not making, number one, I never made anyone subscribe to my channel. That's on their own free will. And I found that amusing in the beginning when it was first said to me. I'm not gonna lie. I try to be very transparent. When it was first said to me, it pissed me off. Okay, there you have it. Because I knew how Facebook or how YouTube worked, and for others, it just wasn't happening quick enough. It wasn't happening fast enough. You know, we couldn't get people to participate, or when people were, they would back out the last minute. And so, you know, you got to be consistent in order to do what it is that I know is my life purpose. You have to be consistent. And living with CRPS, that's hard to do at times. I will agree. But I pushed myself through a lot of stuff to be consistent for the community and for our channel and for everyone that wanted something from me. Um, there were days where I did not feel like even getting on my phone, but I would have my warriors asking me opinions or asking me questions, and that's fine. That's what I'm here for. Um, But when the time came to where I needed time, that was not the right, it was wrong. That was wrong of me. How dare I? So yesterday, um, I announced that we hit 100 subscribers. When I got the notification on how we had hit 100 subscribers, I cried for a moment. I shedded me a couple tears. And the reason I did that was because those people that told me that my channel was dead in the water, that I was wasting my time, that nobody was going to subscribe to a channel like mine, for a split millisecond, I actually believed them. And then I had a long talk with a friend of mine who's put things in order for me, who put things straight for me. And I didn't give up. I didn't roll over. I didn't surrender. I revived everything I had. I revived my community. I revived my Facebook. My Facebook is now a professional platform. I revived I took my channel back and made it my own again. Um, and I try to be as consistent as I can. I don't do a lot of lives. I don't do a lot of long videos. I do mostly shorts, or I'll do reels and then I share them over here. I revived my Instagram again. I hadn't used Instagram in, oh gosh, over 5 years. And so I got that back up and going again. So that is also a platform for CRPS over there as well. So all of my platforms, the community for us over there on Facebook, my Facebook page, my Instagram, and here are all dedicated to awareness for CRPS. And it's dedicated to also motivate others. You know, I don't just come up and share my story. I come up and I motivate. That's just me. It's natural of me. Oh, I gotta scream again. It's just in me. It's natural for me to motivate others. I don't have to think about it. I don't have to pretend. It's my feelings. It's my life experiences. It's just what I know. And I was told that I was wasting my time. Shame on those people that thought that. Again, this came from people that I thought I could trust, that I did trust. We all live with the same thing. I never thought in a million years, and they did exactly what I had talked about for so many years on how not to treat others. And they did quite the opposite. I no longer have communications with them, and that's fine. I have recently, well, not recently, but soon after, heard that they had moved on and that they had created their own, and I'm very happy for them. I hold no anger or anything for them. And I hope they're doing well. I have continued to push on as well. I have revived all of my platforms. I work very hard to post in them every day, throughout the day some days, and then there's some days where I'll just post in the morning and then I'll go back and kind of look through everything and all that, answer questions, help people out. Our community is growing. I had a lot of my community members coming to me asking me if I had created new groups because they were getting invites. I'm like, nope, that's not me. And I have a lot of very loyal community members. Um, I don't pretend to know all the answers. So when I talk, I'm talking from personal experience. And it's not me telling you, I'm not just plucking information out of the air when I educate about CRPS or I talk about the symptoms of what could or may happen, because we're all very different. I talk from experience. So for someone to say, oh, you're wrong, or oh, she's making it up, no, I lived it. That's where that came from. That came from my personal experience, my personal growth. I've had a lot of people with CRPS ask me, how do you push through? Like, how are you managing this? How are you, you seem like you're doing so well. I'm not, I have bad days just like the next one. But, and I don't want to call anybody a baby or anything like that, but I just never changed anything about myself from the moment I was injured at work until the moment I developed it. I just never changed anything about me. Yes, grant you, over the years, some things have had to change a little bit, but I never stopped being me. And I think that's what helped me a lot. I've had people say, well, you have a good medical team. I didn't always. My first year, I had 26 different doctors. I didn't get the medical team I have now until my second year. So I didn't always have the great medical team that I have now. I did what worked for me. And if a doctor tried to tell me what I had to do, I didn't let doctors talk at me. I think that's the difference between me and a lot of others, is because I think sometimes people get intimidated by doctors. They get intimidated by that white coat. That white coat walks in the room and all of a sudden they lose their words. They don't know what to say. I don't let that, I don't intimidate easily. And so I don't let that intimidate me. And, secondly, it's my body. I know what I'm feeling. I'm not going to make it up. I broke a toe and went to work on the same day that I broke my toe. And I worked retail for 30 years. So I was always on my feet. So I'm not going to, you wrap it, you put your shoe on, you go. I'm not going to sit here and make up stories to get attention. I don't have to do that. That's not who I am. The things I share with you is things, like I said, that I've lived with, that I still live with. And your symptoms change all the time. So, there's a lot that goes on with this. And my whole life purpose is to motivate others. And it's also to educate. We need support. And I think that's the one thing we talked about a lot. And when that happened to me last year, it was a slap in the face. But you know what? I did what I always do. I got up. I had my moment. Oh, I had my moment. Trust you, I. But I got up. I dusted myself off. And I said, no. And this is the thing, too. People got to understand and realize, when you tell me I can't do something, or when you tell me I'm wasting my time, that only fuels my fire even more. That does totally the opposite. A lot of people are told that, and they're like, well, I guess they're right. I can't do nothing right, so I might as well not do it at all. I'm just going to stop. No, that's not me. I don't do that. I never have. If an obstacle gets in my way, I find my way over it or around it. But I will find my way. And that's what you guys have to get through your heads. I know it's hard going through this and not having the support you need. I do. Trust me. I gotta put my hair up. And I vape. It's just nicotine. So don't freak out. I know what it's like to go through this and not have the support that you need. It's not easy. It's truly not. And it's not right, nor is it fair. because we didn't ask for this, right? We didn't ask for this. We didn't ask to be disabled. We didn't ask to I know when I was diagnosed with it, I had never heard of it. I had never been around anybody who even had it. So I was like, okay, when will it clear up so I can go back to work? That's exactly what I told my doctors. And then of course he schooled me on that, and very nicely, in a nice way. And soon after I realized, oh, okay, this is what's going to happen. This is what's happening. Bruno, sorry, I'm outside and the dogs are out here, so they may bark. But well, now you guys can't see me. Sorry. I know it's not easy. I lived a lot of years by myself with this. And I didn't have much support. And that's one reason why I created the community on Facebook, because I didn't have support. And I wanted people to know that they weren't alone. I wanted people to have a safe place to come to, a place where they weren't going to be judged. Go figure, my own would be the ones judge me. But it's not easy, but it is doable. I think you find your strength too. You find it very quickly. Bubby, stop. Sorry guys. I think you find it very quickly because you only have you to lean on. You only have you to count on. Hold on a second. Come here. Lay down. Lay down. You only have you to lay on, or you to lean on. You don't have anybody else to help you. And so you start developing a thick skin. You start developing ways to get through a day. I keep feeling something on me, sorry guys. I have a lot of warriors ask me, don't. No. I have a lot of warriors ask me for tips on how to do this or do that. And I have a lot of warriors that say, well, and I hate the C word more than anything in the world. I was raised in a strict household where that word was not allowed, and that word is can't. Just saying it's like nails on a chalkboard to me. We were raised in a strict household where that word was not allowed to be used, nor were the actions of that word allowed to be used. If you were unable to do it one way, you figured it out and you did it another way. I think the problem we have too with some people, and not everyone's like this, but I have come across a lot, and it blows my mind. When we're raised, we're taught to do it one way, right? And so our whole life we grew up doing it that one way. And then when the time comes where we are unable to do it the way we've always done it, we don't know how to do it. We're over here whining and crying and, oh, I can't, I'm disabled, I can't. Now, grant you, there are going to be some things where you are just absolutely not going to be able to do. Number one, I'm unable to drive. Don't think I didn't try, but I was advised not to. When you become disabled and when you become a person who lives with CRPS, you have to learn how to do things differently, but get the same outcome. And that is the one thing that I have gone round about some, and I have some that are very stubborn because, nope, this is the way they were taught to do it. They're unable to do it this way, so now they can't do it this, that's not, no. It's not one answer. It's not this way or nothing. You learn real quick, and when you are a warrior that's living with no support, you grow a thick skin very quickly. And you automatically go into survival mode. Now, if you, and I hate to call out anybody, but if you've been coddled your whole life, you probably don't know what that is. If you don't have survival mode, then you need to pair up with somebody who does and try to learn from them. Because there comes a time where, I had nobody. I had, and you learn real quick, and you grow thick skin, and you grow tough skin, and you learn how to navigate through life by yourself as a disabled person. Again, like I said, there probably will be some things that you are absolutely going to have help with. But for the most part, I think about 95% of it you can do on your own. I still have people say, you just amaze me. I can't believe you're doing this and you live with that. When you don't have any other option, you just do it. In order to get through this, you have to learn to coexist. If you do not learn to coexist with your disability, you're not going to live your best life. Some of us have a deformity, some of us don't. I happen to be one that does. I've been living with CRPS for 11 years. And let me tell you, to learn to live with a deformity, it was not easy, and there's still days where I have that are not easy. But I'm figuring it out. It's a day-by-day learning curve. Oh, that breeze feels good. It's not like super humid, but it is hot today. Enough, guys. Sorry. Life, right? This is why I don't like to do live videos too much either, because of the distractions around me. It is a learning experience every day. And every day you don't know what the next day is going to be like. You just don't. I don't know. Right now I'm okay, but I don't know what 5 minutes from now is going to be like. Stop it. I'm going to be ending this video here very soon because I have that. Every day is different. Every minute of every day is different. And I'm never sure what my day-to-day is going to be like. Stop. Nani Ann. Bruno. We may have to take a walk. Get over here. What are you barking at? Mom is working here. So, it's Nani Ann. It's probably a UPS truck is probably what she's having a fit over. No. These people are hearing me yell at you. You like that? Sorry, he's being a bad boy right now. Lemon water. Cut back on pop drinking. But just know that if you are looking for a safe place, you can find the link. You can find the link in the description of my channel. If you click on the description of the channel, you can find all my bio on my story. You can find my Facebook link, and you can find information in there. Um, we are a non-judgmental zone over there. Um, Bobby, and I promise you that you will not get judged. Hold on a second. We're taking a walk because I want to find out what they're barking at. If I can get up. Don't laugh at me if I fall. Hold on. Stop! Get over here right now. Go. I forgot I had you guys. I'm putting them in the house. In the house. Not in house. Cage. Now. She's not going in her cage, but she'll go in the house. Go. There's a delivery van or something next door, and that's what she's barking at. That's what she had my dog barking at as well. So, sorry about the interruption. And I've been all over the place, so now I don't remember what I was saying. But you can find the description to the link to the channel or to the Facebook community. Please answer all of the questions honestly, because we are such a sensitive topic, and we have over 300 members over there. Because we are such a sensitive topic, it's very important that you answer the questions and be honest about them. Follow the rules as they're written. We are a mixed community over there, so you don't have to be diagnosed with CRPS. If you just want to become a member to support, that is awesome as well. You know, like I was saying earlier, we can't get enough support. We are one of the oldest diseases known to man, and we are one of the top diseases that are little known about. And that's sad. It's sad. And I still have warriors that are having problems finding the right doctor care, or don't even have a doctor at all. And so, you know, it's really important that we get the awareness of this out there. Talk about it. Talk about it. We're an incurable disease, but you cannot catch it from us. It is not a health issue that is inherited through bloodline. It is simply caused due to trauma to the body. That is it. That's all. I know you're going, that's it, that's all. What do you mean? That's how we developed it. I developed mine from a knee injury due to work. So it's not catchy. We're not contagious. But we live with it. I'm in pain right now. We live in pain 24/7. I know that you might think I don't look like I am, but you know what? Hey, I've been living with this for 11 years. So after a while, you get to learn to put a good mask on. But I'm going to go now because we've been up here for almost 45 minutes. I hope that, I know I talked a little bit about everything. Every time I want to come up here and do a video, I always say, okay, this is the topic I want to talk about. I start talking about that topic, and then I end up veering off to another topic. But so I talked a little bit about everything today. And there's a lot more. Don't forget to subscribe. Subscriptions are amazing. I do want to say that real quick. I don't normally put this in my videos, but I want to say real quickly, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification so you'll get notified when I upload videos or come up here live. I'm not a spooky platform. I am a platform that advocates for CRPS. And if you don't know what CRPS is, it's complex regional pain syndrome. Yeah, the name doesn't give it justice, let me tell you. So I'm an advocate. That's what I do. And I'm also a motivational speaker. That's what I do. I live with the disease and I motivate about it and I teach about it. And you're hearing the neighbor's dog barking now because the van is over here now. And so that's what I do. That's what our channel is all about. Maybe you don't know anybody that has it, but maybe you like to support someone who does. A little support goes a very, very long way. And that is what we need. Like I said, our disease is over 100 years old. And there are doctors that don't even know what it is. And there's doctors that don't believe that it's real. So every little bit of support that we get helps us a great, great deal. There's a lot that needs to be taught about this. There's a lot that needs to be learned about this. Loved ones need to educate themselves about this, because in order to be a good support team, you got to know what your loved one's living with. And you need to listen. The symptoms change all the time. They're never the same. So you need to listen. If they're telling you, okay, now this is happening, you need to listen. So hit that subscribe button. Click that notification bell. We hit 100 subscribers yesterday. Today we are at 101. So whoop whoop. Share my page. Invite your friends and family. Like I said, I don't do a lot of lives, but I do a lot of reels. I do a lot of shorts. A few videos. I'm going to start trying to get more videos up here. But, you know, the shorts and reels right now are where it's at. I guess nobody wants to sit around and watch a video for an hour. And that's fine. I can do segments. That's fine too. But, all right, you all have a great, great day. And I have no idea how to end this live because, like I said, I don't do them that often. But have a great day. If you have any questions, put them in the comments. Don't be afraid to ask. I invite questions because that's how you're learning. If you're not asking, you don't know, right? If you're not asking, you're not learning. And if you don't learn, you don't know. You got to ask questions. Just like, you know, when we're diagnosed, we have 1,000 different questions for our doctors. So if you're not asking, you're not learning. Don't be afraid. There are no dumb questions. So don't feel like, oh, I want to know this, but I'm not sure how to ask it. Or I have questions, but I'm not sure. Just say it. Just say it. That's all you got to do. All right, guys. So I wish you all a great day. For my warriors out there, I wish you all an LPD and an LPN. And I'll talk to y'all very, very soon. Until next time. Ciao.